So when I go to my Walmart during a quarantine, there is no pasta left over except for lasagna. So I go ahead and I make a couple lasagnas. Because the rest of you guys are waiting for zombies to come out of, I don't know, cans of corn like this. Okay, so I got 2 cans of whole kernel and 1 can of cream style because I can only get 2 max of any one thing I want. I got 2 onions though, but because I got a whole bag of onions. So here's some cornmeal that I was able to get before everyone went insane. Now I've chopped up 3 jalapenos, the 2 onions, and that big red pepper, and then I salt them down a little bit. I like to pre-season all of my vegetables. Everything seems to come out better when I do that. Now I'm going to get those noodles out of the water. I did make 2 full boxes, and I will end up not using all of those noodles. So what I do is I chop up the noodles and I turn them into mini noodles. Now the first thing I'm going to do for this filling, because this is my Humitas Lasagna, which is kind of like a tamale filling, so it's very corn related, and it's going to include all of these delicious vegetables. So I cook them all up in some butter, and then I add in the whole kernel corn. Now the whole recipe is going to be down in the description if you really just want to see that instead of listening to me tell you about how I'm putting some garlic powder in there. I love garlic powder. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Oregano. Now oregano in this really brings an herbal flavor, that tastes like oregano. Cumin, I like cumin in everything. But once again, it really adds to lifting up the corn flavor. Half and half. We're going to go ahead and put some of that in so that we can thicken it up a little bit and make it creamy. I want this to be as juicy as possible. Now the cornmeal, that is going to thicken it up a little bit, but still leave it juicy. I need it to be juicy because it needs to cook the rest of the noodles. The pasta needs to cook a little bit more. I just mostly cook the pasta. Black pepper. You can't do anything without black pepper. I'm sorry. It's just so good. Alright, I'm going to take the filling. I'm going to put it into this bowl. And then we're going to go ahead and add the creamed corn in because, like I said, I can only get 2 of anything. I'm going to add in a little bit of sugar. I had some turbinado sugar. It's also impossible to find sugar. Apparently everyone is just eating bags of sugar. So I got this little blender wand of mine and I go ahead and buzz up the whole thing. I would have done it all with cream corn if I could have done so. 2 eggs. This is going to help to bind it up without making it too thick at the same time. I'm going to mix that up. And then I'm going to start it just like any other lasagna. You put a little sauce in the bottom, you lay down your noodles. But since this is the only filling that I have besides cheese, it's a lot simpler to make once the filling is done, obviously. So a nice thick layer of the corn filling, and then Parmesan cheese, and then I'm going to lay down a block of mozzarella because you can't find any shredded mozzarella. I figure everybody's making pizzas or something. Then I'm going to lay down another line of noodles. Great. And then we're going to fill it up again. We're going to keep going. But this time I'm also going to put on some peppers and onions that I had left over. I'm going to cover that with Parmesan. And I'm going to lay down noodles over the mozzarella. And the last bit of it I'm going to put on top of the filling. Parmesan and mozzarella. And then I use this because I did not have any tin foil and I couldn't find any. So here we go. I don't know what everybody's doing with the tin foil. Probably little hats All right, so now I'm making my second lasagna. My second lasagna is going to be a straight up spinach lasagna. It is only going to have the ricotta mixture, a homemade sauce, which is what I'm doing here. I'm going to add in, I was able to get a can of sauce. I was able to get a little bit of tomato paste, and now I'm putting in oregano, garlic powder, pepper, a little bit of the pasta water, which will help to make a nice, thick, well-cooked, not too dry lasagna. You know, it's kind of funny because I'm worried that this is recording. Okay, so here is the ricotta mixture. We've got Parmesan, we've got ricotta. I'm going to be putting in 1 egg and then 2 eggs. These are farmer's eggs, so you never know how tough those shells are going to be, and that one was pretty tough. There's some salt in there because I've been forgetting to put enough salt in things. Obviously, my favorite black pepper. Some oregano, because oregano is really delicious. And I'm going to mix it all up. And I added a little bit of heavy cream, a little half and half actually, to once again give it more moisture. I tend to make my lasagnas too dry for some people, so I'm trying to make everybody happy. This is going to be a perfectly delicious spinach lasagna. So I lay down the sauce, I lay down my noodles, I put down the ricotta mixture, and then I cover it with an entire bag of steamed spinach, and then I lay down my mozzarella, sauce, and noodles, and off we go again. And then I'm going to fill it up with the rest of my onions and peppers that I had sitting on the side. I'm going to cover that with the mozzarella. We have another layer of noodles and sauce, and of course gotta put that cheese on top because that's what makes it delicious, and it gives that bubbly goodness. And there it goes. I kind of feel like I should have sped this up. And out comes the Humitas Lasagna. Ooh, look at that. Look at that bubbly deliciousness. Now we're going to use the same little trick with an earthenware pot on top of, and then I pulled it back out of the oven after it had been cooking for a little while and decided, hey, you know what? I got this leftover cheddar cheese, which will give it some flavor. That's right, Karen. Flavor. Because mozzarella doesn't have any flavor, Karen. So this is sharp cheddar that I'm putting on top of this. And then when it came out, it was absolutely perfect. Now you'll see over to the right-hand side there, we've been eating that Humitas lasagna, and we ate half of it because it was that good.